Oh, it's fine. All right, it is match of the week. We have the Knights versus the Chucks. Knights being Whiff Spree, who's 1-2, and the Chucks, Bobby, 2-1. This game will be at Bobby's home field, which is Scrapco Gardens, kind of like Playground Commons. And then the teams, Whiff Spree's team, um, Ermine Adobo, you might not recognize that name. That is a pro clone of, this is plus 2003, so this is a 01 pro player. Who could this be? It's really strong arm.
I will double I will double check that for you. It is Larry Walker.
Larry Walker. I wonder if there's going to be any 01 players in this game. I mean, we already have Ermine Adobo. It'd be cool if we had, 01 players. Let's see. Power, 95 power. Yeah. And now Bobby. The Khan brothers, Mikey Thomas. Wow. Sandy Lamar. That's got to be Jose Canseco. 100 power, 19 contact. Another
Yep.
pro clone. Yeah, I think they're going to try to hit it. He's going to try to hit left field. Try to get an easy homer from the short porch. And some, like, I guess, speedsters. Players get on base. All right. I guess that's it for a pregame show. Let's get to it. Start with the gameplay. Here you go, George. Take it away. Um, just, all right. Show the integrity and then skip through defense because I don't like defense. Here you go.
Yeah. All right, let's get started. We start up with Stan Olofsson on the mound. Looks at strike one. Ball one, 1-1 count. Stan's looking to grounder here to get on base for the power hitters coming up soon. Hits a pop up, but Ahmed leaves the base and allows Stan on for a single.
Jason Kendall up now.
Hits strike number one for a foul. 0-1 count. Hits another foul for strike two. 0-2. Amir throws high and outside. 1-2 count. Still looking to get that steal to advance Stan to second. Hits a grounder to third. And both are safe. Marcellus Marks up to bat with 2 on. This could be big. Marcellus is a pretty heavy power hitter, 95 power. Whiffs for strike one. Pitch was a little high. Pitch heading towards the shortstop, which I believe is Jody. Then barely caught by the third baseman for an out with Stan, but Marcellus and Jason are still on for Francesca. 1 out. Hits a liner past Jody into the outfield. Looks like Shane's going to get that, but Jason and Marcellus are running home. Jody throws home, sends Francesca to second. Mikey makes the throw, but the second baseman, Wing, I believe, does not make the catch. That is 2 for the Knights. Erman Aboto or Adobo, excuse me, is up. A Larry Walker clone. Amir throws low for ball one. Liner down the foul line. It is in, and Francesca slides into third. Runners on first and third on the corners. Jeff Conine is up. Amir throws high for ball one. Throws again high for ball two. High, but Conine looks at it and it's inside the zone for strike one. 2-1 count. Amir hits the top right corner for strike two. 2-2 count. Looking to steal to second here. Conine pops it up. Wing and Jody are crashing into each other and do not catch the ball, sending Francesca home. Herman does not make it, but Francesca is home. And the ball is thrown past Mikey out of play, giving Jeff Conine a double. The out of play call. Randy Uno up. Hits a pop up to the outfield and ends the inning. The Knights are up 3-0. Now it's time to see how Bobby's side went.
I'm going to skip through on defense.
Yeah, you can skip through defense unless something significant happens, but if it's just 3 outs.
Yeah, throw the pitch,
Go for
Bobby.
it.
I won't have to skip. Whiffs, reach, control effing.
It's alright.
I thought that ball was going foul.
Looks like both teams shut out the AI for the first at bat. So we're good to go on to Bobby's side. Amir Khan up first at bat. High, but in the zone for strike one. Francesca perfectly hits the top right corner for strike two. Amir is down on an 0-2 count. Switches to line drive. And Francesca barely hits the corner there for third strike. And Amir is down, struck out. Shane is up. Francesca hits the bottom right corner for strike one. It's worth noting that Francesca is usually not a pitcher, and I don't believe she has any very strong pitches. But it looks like Shane did manage to get a single off of that pitch. Ahmed is up to bat. Looks like we have a timeout here to check Lena Ang. Looks like he will go for the steal here. Up's not steal, but Ahmed's up to bat. Francesca hits the top left corner for strike one. Low for ball 1, 1-1 count. Whiffs a low, strike 2, 1-2 count. Liner's a crazy ball into the center field for Jason. Shane's looking to go to third. Jason Kendall makes a flubbed throw and makes another flubbed throw. Shane keeps on going and makes it home. The Chucks are now up 1-0. Wing Quan is up to bat. Whiffs on strike 1 and doesn't make the hit and run attempt, so he can't steal again with Ahmed. High, but in the zone for strike 2. And strikes out. 2 strikeouts for Francesca here. Olive Haldy is up with Ahmed on first. High for ball 1. A low ball 2. 2-0 count. Hits a liner to third, but Ahmed is not fast enough and does not make it in time. Knights are currently up 3-1. Lena Ang is up to bat. Opts for a grounder swing to hope it gets past some of the defense. Hits a grounder to third. Third baseman struggles to pick it up, giving Lena a single. Rose Flugel up to bat. High in the zone for strike 1. Liners it to Jody. Throws to Wing. Throws to Ahmed. Double play. Stan is up. Looks like Whiffspree's using some Control F to very quickly get this bat through, but grounders it on 2 strikes. Third baseman struggles to pick it up again. Throws to Ahmed for a single. Jason Kendall is up to bat. Fouls it off. 0-1 count. Hits a grounder. Jody and the third baseman, I believe that's Sandy, struggle to decide who wants to get it for 2 on base. Marcellus is up. Just to the left of the zone for ball 1. Back at the track. And that is gone for a 3-run shot for Marcellus, bringing the Knights up to 6-0. This is Marcellus's 4th homer for the season, having 3 so far, but keep in mind that Whiffspree is playing at TCA, so homers are not as likely. Francesca's up to bat with 2 outs. Wing Quan is now up to pitch with Amir going to second. Hits the bottom right corner for strike 1. Fouls it off for strike 2. And hits a very bouncy grounder. And Wing looks at it to have Jody throw it, and Francesca is safe for a single. Herman is up, looking to steal Francesca and get a hit liner. Top right corner pitch for strike one. Hits a grounder to Amir, who scoops it up and throws out Herman, ending the inning. With the Knights still up 6-0, the Chucks will need to get some momentum here in their next at bat. Oh, looks like Sandy Lamar was sent for a walk by the Knights. Olive Huldy hits a crazy bunt. Jason Kendall's trying to get it, but it gets sent to the outfield. He throws it back to Conine, makes the throw to home, and the AI runs straight into Lena for the third out. Sandy Lamar up to bat, hoping for a strong power hit over the porch. Hits a deep homer well over the porch into the junkyard for a run home run shot. Tom Glass up to bat. Hits a grounder into the infield. And he is thrown out at first. Jody Palmer up to bat. High for ball one. A very close strike ball count, but it is called a strike in the bottom right for 1-1 count. High pitch, 2-1 count. Another corner pitch for a 2-2 count. And swings at a very low pitch for a strikeout. Mikey Thomas up with 2 outs. While Mikey is a lefty, the Scrapka wall, I believe, is not as tall as the playground wall, so he might still be able to get it over the chain link fence if he hits a strong enough hit. 1-1 count. High and outside, 2-1 count. Top right corner pitch, 2-2 count. Pops it up straight to the pitcher. 4 out number 3. The Knights are still up 6-2. Jeff Conine up. Hits a liner, a pop up into the outfield. The two out there struggle to get it, giving Jeff a single. Randy Uno up to bat. Ball one, 1-0 count. Cornered to the bottom left for strike one, 1-1 count. switches to grounder swing to try and get Konai advanced to second. Cornered top right for strike 2. And hits a hit to Amir, who gets Konine out but does not throw Randy out in time. Lena up, looks at a strike. Another high strike. Just barely hits a pitch into the infield. Throws Randy out, but Ahmed left the base and they were focused on Randy, so she is on for another base hitter. Rose Flugel up. Hits deep into the outfield to Shane, who drops it. Lena is going to keep advancing and make it to third. Runners at the corners, 2 outs for Stan Olafson, who hits a deep liner across the foul line for a home run, with the Knights getting another 3-run shot and up to 9-0.
Perfectly placed right to the short porch.
Of course, that's exactly what you're looking to get at Scrapco or Playground, if you can, because even line drive hitters can hit over the short porch if you have the perfect hit. Jason Kendall up to a 2-1 count, hits a grounder to Jody, and is safe for a single. And Marcellus is back up. Had a strong game so far, 2 for 2 with a homer. Wing throws well out of the zone for ball 1, throws in for strike 2. Ball 2. Ball 3. Hits a pop-up to the right field. Ahmed goes out there to try and get it as well, but they use the power of friendship to get the third out. Looks like Rose hit straight to Tom Glass, and he did fall over and then knock over Sandy, but they did still manage to get the out. At full count, Stan managed to strike out Jody, who swings at a very close ball. Mikey hits a grounder, and Amir. Looks like we're getting close to full count here. Looks like Amir was walked. Now Shane is up for the AI Chucks. And strikes out on a corner pitch. Looks like neither team for the AI managed to score. Bottom of third for the Chucks with Amir up at the top of their lineup. Looks at a high middle pitch, strike 1. Fouls off a strike 2. Switches to line drive. Hits another foul, still at 0-2 count. Francesca throws well outside of the zone for a 1-3 count. A very far hit into the outfield, hits off the chain link fence. Marcellus and Jason fight over who gets the ball, and Amir gets a double. Shane up to bat, just hoping to get on for Ahmed here. Outside pitch for ball 1. Hits a grounder between first and second, and Jeff leaves base to give Shane a single and throws past Francesca, but she does manage to get the ball back. Ahmed up here, no outs, 2 on for a big opportunity. Francesca throws out of the zone for ball 1. Just outside of the bottom right corner for ball 2. Looks like a low pitch for strike 1, 2-1 count. Ahmed hits deep into the outfield. Jason drops the ball, and Shane is out, but Amir did manage to advance to third. Runners on the corners for Wing Kwan. Looking to grounder here to advance Ahmed and make base himself. Hits a grounder first pitch between second and first to get everybody safe. And now bases are loaded with only 1 out. Olive Haldy up to bat. Bobby looks to use the undergrounder here. And it sends everyone forward on a steal. Whiffs a big freeze pitch and has some base running trouble. Looks like the AI is not sure what to do. And due to some potential cheese and some very strange base running, Amir is out, but still has the screaming line drive to use. Hits it well into the outfield, bounces right off of Jason Kendall's head, but looks like Ahmed did manage to score, and Wing is on third, and Olive on first for Sandy Lamar. Still definitely a chance to get a strong homer here. Low for strike 1, but still in the zone. Low and out of the zone for ball 1, 1-1 count. Hits a very bouncy grounder to the third baseman, who throws out Olive, ending the inning. The Knights are still up 9-3. Francesca looks at 2 outside balls and then whiffs a corner pitch. Fouls another grounder attempt. And Wing throws a low pitch to strike her out. Herman is up. Hits a deep liner into the outfield. Shane runs for it, but he falls over. Tries to go to second, but knows that he can't make it and gets a single. Jeff Conine up. Wing throws a slow-mo pitch That just hits the zone for strike one. Throws it outside the zone for ball one. Conine looks to hit a popped up liner, but it is just at the warning track and caught for out two. And you know liner's a foul into the same direction. Hits another pop up to Shane. Shane drops the ball, but then recovers himself to get the third out. Marcells hits it into the outfield to Shane, but he makes a diving catch. Looks like Ahmed wasn't able to make the base and back to the base in time, so one is on for the AI Knights. A steal attempt is made, but it is very slow as she may be tired. Jason Kendall up, 2 outs. Hits a very deep hit into the outfield past the short porch. The Chucks have allowed an AI run to the Knights, so now their run differential is a +2. Francesca also hits high and deep towards the left side of the field. Jody struggles to catch it, which leaves Francesca with a single. Stan is up for the AI Knights. Strikes out on a corner pitch to end the inning to avoid any further damage for the Chucks. Wing hits a weak grounder, but Lena throws him out. And Tom swings at 3, but does not make any contact to end the inning for the AI Chucks. And now the Chucks, played by Bobby, are up with Tom Glass back up. Fouls on the first pitch. Hits a very deep hit that is just inside, but it is caught by Marcel's for out 1. Jody Palmer up. Francesca hits very close to the corner there for a very close strike 1. Hits another corner for strike 2. Tries to scoop up for a out, but managed to get it and still throw it to Jeff Conine in time for the second out with Mikey Thomas up. Mikey hits a grounder to Rose, and it is the battle of who can be slower, but she does manage to make the throw out to get Mikey out for out 3 for a scoreless inning for the Chucks. Up for the Knights is Lena Ang. At a 0-2 count, and Wing hits a corner for a strikeout for Lena. Rose is up. Hits a deep liner to Shane, who looks to get it, but misses and has to go get it from the outfield. Rose slowly but surely makes it to second base for a double. Stanilifson up. He has been 3 for 3 this game, hoping to advance or even score rows here. Low but in the zone for strike 1. 0-1 count. Hits another liner to Shane. Rose trying to get to third here, but gets into a pickle as Shane scoops it up pretty quickly and gets it back in the infield. And Rose becomes very tired and can't get out of the pickle and is out for the second out. Jason Kendall up here. Whiffs a corner pitch. And, well, Mikey did flub the throw. Looks like Stan got into a pickle, which he managed to get out of by going back to first. Kendall fouls for an 0-2 count. Looks to switch to liner. Try to get a hit into the outfield. Hits another foul. Still at 0-2. AI Wing throws a fireball, but misses the zone. And yet again, hits another corner pitch that I believe was a ball, but was very close to being a strike for the third out. Looks like the Knights are hitting into play, the AI Knights, but they are just hitting grounders that are scooped up by the infield of Sandy and Tom. Now it's time for the AI Chucks to be up for the bottom of the fifth. Debates using the juice on Rose, but decides to try to strike out Sandy first. Hits a foul. Gets out. Rose is too slow to get Olive out. And now Whiff decides to use the juice to give it to Rose so that she can get outs within the infield. Olive makes a steal, but is not successful, and out number 2. And Jody Palmer strikes out for out number 3. Up for the Chucks is Amir Khan as they're back at the top of their lineup. Looks at a half in, half out pitch to the left for strike 1. Fouls off for strike 2. Switches to the liner. Barely makes contact for a foul with the third pitch for another, kept at 0-2. Pops up the ball to Jason, who gets under it. And drops it for a single for Amir. Shane Smith is up. Looking to get another ground onto base. Hits it to Stan, who does not make the throw in time, and Rose also dropped the ball, leaving both Amir and Shane on for Ahmed. Low pitch for ball 1. Ahmed hits a meatball down the middle, out of the park, into the junkyard for a 3-run shot, scoring Shane and his brother. The Chucks are now up 6-1 in their game, leaving the run difference for the two teams much closer, 5 for Bobby and 9 for Whiff. Wing hits past the pitcher and just barely gets on for a single on his first hit. Olivaldi is up with a runner on and no outs. Hits a deep liner to Jason, but he does make the catch in time for the first out, and Wing retreats back to first. Sandy Lamar is up. Hits a pop-up. Looks like Jeff and Francesca might struggle to decide who gets it, but Wing did retreat back. Rose, however, does not get the ball in time to make the throw to second, leaving both Wing and Sandy safe for Tom Glass. A pitching change is made by the AI Knights. Marcellus is now in, and a very tired Francesca, likely due to a lot of pitching, is out in right field. Top in the corner for strike one. Another high pitch for strike two, down 0-2. Hits a grounder pitch off, but is foul. Tom Glass is a one contact player, so it can often be a struggle to get a well hit ball into the field. And you could be up for who knows how many pitches if you keep making contact, but the ball is not going to play. But looks like he did hit a ball past a tired Francesca. Jason and Francesca both look to get the ball. Jason throws it to Conine, but Conine does not make the throw to Wing out, and Wing scores. The Chucks are now up 7-1. Jody Palmer's up with runners on the corners, one out. Jody pops it up to Marcellus, who scoops it up. Bobby sends Tom back. 2 outs, but both runners are still in the corners for Mikey Thomas, who has not had the greatest luck today, but is looking to score the runners on the corners. Mikey hits a foul for strike one. Low, but in the zone for strike two. Hits a liner past both Stan and Jason. Scores. And Tom looks to go home on Stan. Stan makes the throw, but the throw is not in time. And now both players have 9 points. However, the Chucks allowed a homer from Jason, so the Knights are up 9-8. Amir hits deep. Jason Kendall looks to get under it and catches the ball, ending the inning. However, it is a very close game, but the Knights do have both power-ups to use, while the Chucks have already used both, unfortunately whiffing the undergrounder. Marcellus hits a grounder. Mikey stares at it until finally picking it up for a single. Francesca is up. Corner pitch for strike one. Hits a very deep liner to left field, which is caught, sends Marcellus back for out. Herman is up. Hits a liner, but gets both on for Jeff Conine. Looking to send Marcellus to third on a steal. But Wing throws a fireball for the second strike and cannot steal again. Throws low for ball one, 1-2 count. Liner ripped to left, but it is foul. Another ball for 2-2. A very deep liner that would have been a homer, but it is just foul to the left of the line. Another foul, this time grounded to the left. Full count for Jeff Conine, 3-2. Hits a liner to Jody, who throws out Herman, but Marcellus and Jeff are safe at the corners for Randy Uno. Looking to use the undergrounder here and send Herman forward. Or not Herman, Jeff. Goes to Tom Glass in right. Scores 1 run. However, Ahmed does make the throw in time to Mikey, leaving Jeff on the corner and Randy on the other. Lena is up and looking to use the screaming line drive. Low for ball 1. Hits the screamer, and it somehow counts as a home run off of the short porch. If you hit the short porch on either of these fields, playground or Scrapco, in the right way, it can kind of clip through the wall. So you can get homers that you might not expect. Rose, strike 1, and strike 2 as well off a high pitch. Swings at a ball for strike 3. The Knights are now up 13-8.
Chucks are going to need at least 6 when they hit.
Looks like Marcel's grounded into a double play for the AI Knights. In the old version of 03, that would give the team a power up, but as we've switched now, 01 and 03 have the same power up rule, and you just get the predetermined 2. And Ahmed and Tom struggle, but do get the third out. AI Mikey hits a well-placed liner into the outfield. And Marcellus struggles to get it, but Mikey is slow and decides to stay at first. Amir also hits in the outfield to Herman, but Herman catches it and throws it very quickly back into play. Shane is struck out. And Ahmed is up for the AI with 1 on, 2 outs. Hits a well-placed liner into the outfield. Herman looks to get it and makes the out at second, leaving Mikey and Ahmed off the bases for a final score of 13-0 for Knights. Shane Smith is up. Marcel's hits the top left corner for strike 1. Hits a bouncy foul in the bottom left for strike 2. Hits to Randy, who is very close to making the throw, but he is just safe. Bringing back up Ahmed, who is 3 for 3 with a homer. Hops it up to Marcellus, who makes the catch for out 1, leaving Shane on first with wing up. Ball 1, 1-0 count. Looking to make the steal with Shane here. Another ball for 2-0 count. Yet another ball for 3-0 count. Hits a grounder to Jeff Conine on first, who fights a little bit with the pitcher Marcellus to get both of them on for Olive. 1 out, 2 on. A crazy pitch, barely in the zone for strike 1. Throws another, but this time it is a ball for a 1-1 count. High for a 2-1 count. Looks like Marcellus barely gets the ball into the zone for strike 2 with a 2-2 count. Well out of the zone for a full count to Olive. Olive follows it off to keep the at-bat going here. Hits another foul. And ball 4, sending Olive for a walk and loading up the bases for Sandy Lamar. Marcellus barely gets into the bottom left corner for strike 1. High, but in the zone for strike 2. Switches to liner for Sandy here. Ball is well out of the zone for a 1-2 count. Low and in the corner there for 2-2 count. Hits a ball deep into the outfield to Jason Kendall, who drops it, but makes the throw out at Olive. And there are runners on the corners, first and third for Tom Glass. Looks to advance Sandy here. Hits a foul for strike 1. 1-1 count. High and outside for ball 1. Another foul for strike 2. And pops it up on a pitch he had to hit, or otherwise would have been a strikeout regardless. To end the game, the Knights win the match with a 13-9 score, leaving both teams 2 for 2, 2 wins, 2 losses in week 4. It could be a very close call when the playoffs come around, depending on if Whiff or Bobby are in the same position. The head-to-head could be big for Whiff to get a spot in the wild card.
Yeah, I think Whispery was 1-2 going in this game, so good win from him. Bobby was 2-1. Yeah, that's right. Congratulations to Whispery. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. That was Bobby made it really interesting at the end there. Got power hitters up, but Canseco up with the bases loaded, just couldn't score him. you made it interesting. All right, till next week's match of the week. Thanks everyone. Thanks George. See you later.
Of course. Thanks everyone who attended, and see you guys next time.